A NASA experiment carried out in Antarctica might have just changed the way we view reality. According to reports, mysterious readings potentially give life to one of science fiction's most exciting concepts, parallel worlds. But could it all just be another false alarm? How excited should we really be about what's happening with the ice? This is Unveiled, and today we're answering the extraordinary question, did NASA just find proof of parallel universes? Are you a fiend for facts? Are you constantly curious? Then why not subscribe to Unveiled for more clips like this one, and ring the bell for more fascinating content. News reports began circulating in spring 2020 that a, quote, parallel universe where time runs backwards had been discovered in Antarctica, with the stories all referring to NASA's ANITA experiment. ANITA, or the Antarctic Impulsive Transient Antenna, is a balloon-based particle detector located in Antarctica. Its main goal is to study neutrinos, or ghost particles, created by the radioactive decay that happens when ultra-high-energy cosmic rays reach Earth from space. Cosmic rays are subatomic particles flying through space at almost the speed of light. They mainly originate from ultra-powerful space phenomena like supernovae and quasars, and they actually strike Earth all of the time, producing billions of secondary particles when they do so, but we still don't know a great deal about them. First and foremost though, it's the subatomic ghost particle neutrino produce of all this science that ANITA is especially interested in. Generally speaking, neutrinos are very difficult to detect because they barely interact with matter and can effectively pass through everything, ghost-like. They can, however, be more easily detected through ice, which is why ANITA is set up in Antarctica in the first place. But ANITA's latest readings appear to defy current explanation, as they seem to suggest that rather than coming from cosmic rays raining down on Earth and reflecting through the ice, neutrinos are being generated within the ice itself and shooting upwards. For anyone who isn't a cosmic ray specialist, this might not seem all that important, but it's unusual because it could imply that the ultra-high energy neutrinos have somehow passed through Earth and without bumping into anything and losing energy, which should be impossible. To further explore the phenomenon then, the team at ANITA called on the team at the nearby Ice Cube Neutrino Observatory, another base near the South Pole designed for similar study, with thousands more neutrino sensors buried at various levels, thousands of feet into the ice. In theory, because of its increased scope, Ice Cube should have been able to detect more events than ANITA could and therefore solve the puzzle, except that didn't exactly happen. Ice Cube did find more mysteriously upward-moving cosmic rays, but still no definite source from whence they came, meaning the further study hasn't really brought us any closer to uncovering the truth. And so the theories have begun, with one particular explanation for the unexplained measurements quickly earning headlines around the world, that the errant neutrinos are in some way evidence of a parallel universe, and not just any parallel universe either, but a CPT-symmetric universe, which is said to be a mirror image of our own universe traveling in the opposite direction from the Big Bang. In this theorized CPT-symmetric world, which it's thought could feasibly exist without breaking the laws of physics, time runs backward, all negative charges become positive, and momentum is reversed. Every particle in our reality has a mirror image sister particle in the other. If true, it amounts to a world built of one of modern science's greatest enigmas, antimatter. The idea being that the wayward neutrinos that ANITA has detected could represent some sort of leak from that reality to this. According to some theories, they might even be a brand new type of particle themselves, ready for scientists to try and incorporate into our current understanding of how the universe works. At this stage, a CPT-symmetric plane is just one idea as to the nature of what's happening in Antarctica, and according to some onlookers, it is a very tenuous idea too. But even if it was the case, and there really was a parallel universe overlapping with ours at the South Pole, then the discovery wouldn't necessarily enable us to move from one universe to another. Not by a long shot. These particles of interest are still subatomic and traveling at almost the speed of light. So if you need to be both subatomic and FTL capable to bridge the gaps between universes, then humans still have no hope of actually doing so. In theoretical science terms, this hypothetical glimpse of what possibly exists amounts to an impenetrable door probably locked forever. And besides, even if we could cross over, it's difficult to imagine us ever being able to survive there. Under the rare and precise conditions that we've ever been able to artificially create antimatter on Earth, it's always proven incredibly difficult to stabilize and store it. So the same would presumably be true of positive matter, like human bodies for example, in the mirror world. Before our forward-thinking brains could even begin to interpret an opposite world in reverse, we'd more than likely just disintegrate. The only thing we can say for sure about the Antarctic neutrinos at this stage is that they indicate that something could be missing from the standard model of physics. Particle physicists have suspected this for some time, hence the creation of alternative models like CPT symmetry or the broader ideas on supersymmetry. But as exciting as the prospect of a backward parallel universe is, there have been some more grounded explanations put forward for Anita's findings as well. One experiment held in response to Anita, for example, specifically studied the reflectivity of the Antarctic surface. The idea is that perhaps it's the makeup and properties of the ice that's creating so many strange results, rather than the emergence of actually unexplained particles. Antarctica is arguably already Earth's most mysterious continent, so cold that it's only populated by scientists on short-term research posting. But even so, should this reported potential gateway to a parallel universe turn out to be little more than a complex trick of the light, it could well go down in history as quite the anticlimax. But that's the nature of scientific discovery. The mirror world theory for the Antarctic neutrinos still ranks as a very unlikely explanation, but until further study reveals the truth, it's an explanation which isn't likely to disappear anytime soon. What do you think? Is there anything we missed? Let us know in the comments, check out these other clips from Unveiled, and make sure you subscribe and ring the bell for our latest content.